guys, this is Wandergasm. In the morning I'm going to be flying off to Miami. Being a travel vlogger, I thought I'd do the typical travel vlogger thing and show you how to pack some essentials. Maybe drop some packing knowledge bombs on you along the way. We'll see how it goes. So the first thing you want to do when you get ready to pack is actually sit down and make a little list of everything you think you're going to need. Yeah, you didn't think of that, did you? I've got one here. I'm not going to show it to you, it's a secret. And yeah, so that way when you do actually start packing, you can make sure you haven't missed anything out, because that's the worst thing, is getting to the airport and realising you've forgotten something very important. Okay. So the first thing you want to have on that list is obviously your passport and your travel documents, such as your plane tickets and itinerary. Now what I like to do is keep all of them in a little folder like this, and then I'll keep this folder in my carry-on luggage all the time, so I always know where it is. So you've got your passport, and another little trick, here's a travel tip. Let's call this packing tip number 1. Before you leave, what you want to do is scan your passport and email it to yourself. That way if you do lose your passport or it's stolen, you have a backup and you're not buggered at the airport halfway across the world. Remember that. Secondly, always check in online. Let's make this travel tip number 2, packing tip number 2. Check in online before you go to the airport. This means when you get there, you can go straight to checking your luggage and don't have to worry about messing around with everything else. So I've done that already, I've got that here, that's my ticket. I printed it off as well. So I've checked in, chosen my seat, an aisle seat for your information, which is what I always go for, so I think if you're in the aisle seat, you get a lot more fresh air coming through, which is what I like. If you get travel sick like I do, window seats suck because it's so stuffy and you're squashed. Just a bad idea. Anyway, also what I've done is printed off my itinerary for the outgoing flight and the return flight. That way if I'm ever not sure, I can just look at it and know, because I've messed up so many flights because I didn't know what day I was leaving or I got it mixed up. So yeah, that's my little travel ticket information. What would you call that? Folder? Folder, yeah. We'll put that there. Okay. So obviously, when you start packing your clothes, the first thing you want to do is get the essentials sorted, which is underwear and socks. Now, what I normally do, what I've done here is I've got 8 pairs of underwear, 8 pairs of socks. I've got 4 long pairs, 4 short pairs. That's all you need to know. Chuck them all in the bag, and then we'll go in my little, that thing I showed you earlier where the underwear goes, and they're just out of the way and done. So you don't have to worry about them. That's done. Good. This bag just magically appeared again. There we go. When it's done, 8 pairs of underwear. Normally I'd probably take less, but you know what? I'm not really packing a lot this time round, so I can afford to go luxury on the underwear packing. Okay, that's that done. T-shirts. Normally what I do when I'm packing as well is I'll limit myself to a certain number of each piece of clothing, and then like if I've got space at the end, I have like a second pile of things that I want to bring but don't need, and if there's space I'll chuck them in. So I've got 6 t-shirts here and they're all white, so I love a bit of variety. So what I do normally, actually what I always do when I'm packing is, okay, hang this bag up, that's great. I don't just chuck them in like that, I'll roll them up, so I'll roll things up. So when you are packing, if you want to save space and fit more in, roll your clothes. Travel packing tip number 3, roll your stuff. Roll your own shit. You want to see how to roll? I'll show you how to roll. Oh, bloody hell. So, what I've done here is folded the t-shirt in half, like so. Taken the sleeves, pulled them in, like this. Then I've folded in half, like this. Then I'll just take this end here, and I'll slowly roll it like a big fat pancake. I don't know how to do that voice. Anyway, as you can see, that takes up a lot less space. So what I'll do is I'll sit here and I'll roll all 6 t-shirts and we'll see how they fit into the bag. I'll show you that in a minute. P.S. I'm very aware that I'm missing a button here, and you can probably see my belly button quite a bit in this video, but it's a little treat for you. You enjoy that. So what I've got here is like a little pyramid of rolled t-shirts, and they just slot. Oh, in fact, I'll show you. They just slot nicely into the back of the bag, like that. Probably can't see. But yeah, they just slot in like that, and that way you just fit so much more stuff in. Next. Second, actual shirts, button-ups. Now I'm going to be in Miami for most of this trip, staying with some friends, and I know for a fact that we're probably going to go to some fancy clubs. Normally I wouldn't pack this many shirts, but because it's not as much of a like dirty backpackers trip, I can afford to do it. So normally I wouldn't bring this, but anyway, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to roll them up, chuck them in a bag. Bob's your uncle. When I roll these up, what I do is I'll do the top button up, put the sleeves along like that, like down towards me, then I'm making this up as I go along. I don't like it that way. Let's change that. I lied to all of this. Let's do the same as we did earlier. And put the sleeves along the inside like that, like a cross arm thing. And then fold them in half again. I feel like that way is somehow better. Because this is clearly the best way. Rolly, rolly, rolly. Don't have to make these noises when you do it. This one's still a little bit wet. Because I'm an idiot and didn't dry my clothes in time. What can you do? What? Oh, thought I had a hole in my shirt. It's alright, I don't. It's just a bit of black fluff. Okay. Anyway, so that's those 4 rolled up. Now they'll just slot in with the other t-shirts like earlier. Still got plenty of space and I'm nearly half done. In fact, there's not a lot left to go in my bag. There's a shit ton of space. God, I love packing. Done. Right. Okay, so that's the top half of the body sorted. Now let's talk the bottom half. I'm actually quite easy to pack for the bottom half. All I've got is one pair of jeans, a pair of chinos, which I'm wearing now, I don't know if you can see, and then shorts wise, which I'm probably going to be wearing for the whole trip, I've got these comfy gym shorts, which I just probably wear in the house all day. And I've got 2 pairs of shorts, 2 pairs of chino shorts, and a pair of swimmers. That's all I need. So I pack those. Exactly the same, just roll them up, exactly the same, fold them in half, roll them up, and they go in like a tree. I think if you roll from the bottom up as opposed to the top, it comes out smaller. Because if you start off rolling from the top where all the elasticated thickness is, I'm probably talking rubbish. Think about it though, someone get back to me on that. If anyone ever tries to tell you that rolling isn't the way to go, come in touch with me. There we go, another little pyramid of rolls. Slot them in with the rest. But the good thing about this as well is, because they're all rolled up, they're easy to access. Like with a top open bag like this, you can just pick whatever you want out and chuck the rest back. Whereas like a top open bag, an open top rucksack, where you can only get them from the top, whereas you don't have the zip, like you probably have to plan what you're putting in a bit better. Like heavy things at the bottom, etc, etc. Stuff you know you're going to need at the top. But I don't have to do that because I'm lazy. Okay, so shorts, t-shirts, shirts all in there now. So we've got plenty of space, as you can see. Alright, now what I've got here actually I forgot to mention is 2 jumpers. Now normally I'll pack a very warm coat with me when I'm travelling alongside something like a bit more like a hoodie and a jumper. But because it's going to be Miami in the middle of summer, it's going to be boiling hot. Hopefully I won't need either of these things here. What I'll probably do is take this with me and wear it tomorrow on the way on the plane. So that kind of lets me keep it out my bag and keeps a bit of weight out my bag. I'll always try and wear or carry my heaviest piece of clothing with me, like if it's a big jacket. That way you do save space in your bag and takes a bit of weight off of it as well. So there you go, there's a little packing tip number 4. Always wear or carry your heaviest piece of clothing with you when you're travelling instead of putting it in your bag. So I'm going to pack these jumpers, but I probably won't need them. This one's already basically rolled itself up, look. In case I go somewhere fancy at night and it's cold, I doubt it's going to be cold very highly. Okay, shoes. Now shoes, again I'm not taking very many with me. I've got a pair of Asics on my feet, which I'll be wearing on the plane. A pair of Vans, and a pair of flip-flops. Now if I do need anything a bit smarter, I'm sure I can find something for cheap out there, but these will probably do in most places. With shoes, when you're packing them, a good tip, you can get out of shot, but this is what you need to do, is always pack your shoes around the edge, spread them out. So what I'll do is, so I've only got 2 pairs of shoes, so what is I'll put one on this side, like sideways, and then I'll put the other one down this side, and these can just go wherever they want because they're flip-flops, no one cares. But that way you save space. So if you've got 2 or 3 pairs of trainers, you can just sort of line the edges of the bag with them. That way you do actually save a lot more space, and it's just bloody brilliant really. Okay, toiletries. Now obviously you can't take anything more than 75 millilitres of liquid onto a plane. So anything that you want to take with you needs to go in your checked luggage. So that's deodorant, toothpaste, this stuff, Vaseline. It's important because you never know when a dry lip might strike you down. Also I've got my toothbrush, razors you can't take in your luggage with you, your hand luggage. These are very important. Paracetamol for headaches, because we all know no one wants to spend an entire trip hungover. Anyway, what I'll do with this is chuck this toothbrush in a little Ziploc bag, because that goes in your mouth and you do not know what's going to end up in your bag. The rest of this stuff, I've got like a little side pouch here. Just sweep the side one like that. It all goes in this little zip bag here, so I know exactly where it is at all times if I need to find it. I need to reach into my bag quickly and grab it all. Over there. Yeah, so that can all go together there. Hay fever medication, don't forget that stuff. You do not want to spend your holiday with hay fever. Is this all going to fit? You can only pray. Now, if you don't want to spend the entire flight smelling of BO, what you can do is, what I normally do is pick up a little mini can of deodorant at the airport. They're basically the right size to take on the plane, so they'll let you through security with them, and they're always good. So I do that, and make sure you do it too, because I don't want to sit next to you on a plane if you stink. I've probably forgotten some really important toiletries, and you're probably thinking, he's a disgusting person. Sorry if I have. Here's a few more random pieces that you want to make sure you take with you. Always travel with a pen in your carry-on luggage, because you always need to fill out forms and shit on planes, and you don't want to spend half your time waiting around to borrow a pen of someone. So you want to make sure you've got a pen in your carry-on. But let me get my carry-on bag. This is my carry-on bag that I'll be taking on the plane with me. I think you're allowed 7 kilos, and they're normally going to be around this size, but you can normally, I normally get away with 2. I'll probably have like a camera bag and this, and they don't really say anything if you're a nice person. Anyway, this is what goes in my carry-on. Let's move this out of the way first. The first thing I'll put in my carry-on is this, my passport, my travel itinerary, and that will usually slot into the laptop pouch in my bag. This is a Herschel bag, it's pretty good actually, it's got a pouch for the laptop, keys, everything. Travel cash, this is actually just $1 bills. I'm poor. It looks like a lot, but it's not. Obviously I'm obliged to do that. Probably going to hit the strip club as soon as I get to Miami. Make sure you keep an average amount, like an okay amount of foreign currencies, whoever occurring on you. Normally I'll take like a little amount of cash in hand, and then the rest I'll keep on an electronic card. What I've got is actually, I've got them all together in an elastic band, which is something you probably want to do. There's a little travel currency card, which I got out in Australia, and what you can do is load money onto that, and it will transfer it, it will convert it for you. It's actually been pretty helpful, so I can just use it at any cash point, any restaurant, anything, and draw it out. So you've got that, cash. I'm going to take at least one form of ID, like a driving licence, because you don't want to be taking your passport out everywhere with you. And your sunglasses. Oh wait, I don't have any sunglasses because I lost those. And holy shit. Thanks a lot, Kayla. You dick. Just kidding. You're alright. I don't normally carry everything in $1 bills, it's just how I ended up. It's just the way life is. Does it fit? This is what wallets are normally for. Anyway, so I'll chuck all of that in the front pouch of my bag so I know exactly where it is. Which probably isn't smart if you're travelling somewhere with pickpockets, but I'm just going to the airport, so it'll be alright for now. So I can leave that in there. Put my pen in the front pouch as well, so I always know where that is. Electronics, laptop. Pack that, I always chuck that in. That goes in there as well, so I always take my electronics in my carry-on, so it can't get damaged in checked luggage and it can't get stolen. So I keep all my stuff in here. Oh jeez. I always take my jumper and my carry-on luggage as well, just so I can get that out if I need it. But as you can see, I've really not packed that much. I've got a lot more space than I thought I would. Although I do still have to get my camera equipment in, which is using right now. Also, I'll chuck all of my electronics in my phone charger, my battery chargers, laptop chargers, everything will go in this carry-on. So everything I know I'm going to need whilst I'm flying, right, at a layover, I can just get it as soon as I want. So anyway, yeah, I've been going along and ticking up that list as I've been packing, and I'm now pretty confident that I've got everything I'm going to need. What I'm going to do now is weigh it. Another thing I was going to say is it's important to check your baggage allowance before you fly. Normally all you have to do is Google the airline's name and baggage allowance, and it will show you how much you can get, because it varies a lot. Some will let you have 30 kilos, some 24, some 23. And a lot of domestic flights don't actually even include a checked luggage, so you don't want to turn up if you're in a rush and have to sit around and pay for checked luggage, because it can be expensive, so make sure you always check that. Anyway, this is just a little baggage scale. I'm allowed 23 kilos. Let's see how well I've done. Make your bets now. Closest wins the prize. Oh, it's on pounds. Hang on, I'll put it on kilos. I'm a bloody drongo. 12 kilos. 12.15 kilos. I think I've done bloody well. That's for a month's travelling as well. So, pat myself on the back there. So what I'll do now is, now that all my bags are packed, I'll chuck them all by the front door. So everything I need is in one place. And I know that what to do in the morning is wake up. I'll have all my clothes laid out that I'm going to be wearing for the flight. So I've got my comfortable jogging bottoms there, a nice comfy t-shirt, some trainers, socks, clean underwear. All I have to do is wake up, get dressed, brush my teeth, eat some food, and run out the door. Travel packing tip number 5. Lay out all the clothes you're going to be wearing in the morning or at the night before your flight. So you don't have to worry about anything. Have everything arranged ahead of time so you can just get dressed and leave. So this is the final outcome. This is how my bag looks. So you can see I've got plenty of room. Lovely jubbly. Great job packing. That's the rolling method. If you want to see another video for travel hacks, for things that I've picked up while I was travelling, leave a comment below. I'll do that. I'll see if I can help. And yeah, if I've forgotten anything, sorry. Probably have. And hopefully I can edit this video to a decent length. Anyway, thanks for watching guys. See you in Miami. Well, that's shit, isn't it?